So today is January 1st. And with this year, my word for the year is bold. Being bodacious. And you wonder why the self-carepreneur chose bold. Well, the more that I think about it, the more I realize I am not taking bold steps, bold action. And so, as a part of focusing on self-care is for me to go deep within myself and to show you how you can go deep within yourself. Because that's the only way we can be authentic. And being authentic is being able to show up of how you truly are at any given time. And what I have come to realize about myself is that there have been parts of me that have been quiet. Even though, depends on how you know me. You're like, oh, Sharon's so quiet. But then if you know me on a personal basis, you're like, oh, Sharon talks a lot. It's kind of funny. But in reflecting, I can definitely see how, even though I can be outspoken, but do I always speak my truth? And of course, there's always using discernment, but it's more so of going through my mind, in reflecting, giving myself that space where I am truly using discernment, and it's not reactionary. So I chose being bold, meaning to really step up my game, especially when it comes to my business, my heart, when it comes to self-care. And if anything, I love showing up for you all, of sharing what I know about taking care of yourself, of going through the steps when it comes to your mind. And so even, and especially as entrepreneurs, as you're going through different rooms, but more so when you're going through the different chapters of your life, of how you can show up for yourself. And then when you don't, you can give yourself grace. But you know how to step back up. So, for me, again, when it comes to being bodacious, it's being able to stand up, and especially to be able to show up and to give myself the attention to celebrate myself, to be able to ask, but whatever that ask is. But if anything, to continue to teach you and to remind you to advocate for yourself and to know that you have the ability to be bodacious yourself, And so with that, a personal goal that I have is to be able to travel 12 cities in 12 months. So that means at least once a month to be able to. Now, the next step would be is to identify where I want to go. I have a few places in mind. And the thing is, I came up with this during 2020, and we know what happened in 2020. The world shut down. And so and then, and even though with that goal, it is a personal goal. And so part of it is visiting places that I would say that maybe, some would be like, oh yeah, I really want to go to this place. I always thought about going to this place. But in really choosing something that's going to challenge me, that is exciting, but then at the same time, it's like, ooh, what is this? So I'm going to make sure I put some of those places on the list as well. And for some of you to join me too. Ha ha ha. And then as a business goal, initially I made it a monetary goal. But either way, whether it's monetary or how many customers that I serve, either way, because pretty much with the monetary goal, it pretty much demonstrates how many customers that I have served, how many customers, how many clients. So with that goal, I would say definitely of serving. My goal is to serve thousands of women all over the world. And on that one, and I would say that one is one I am growing in that space. And so, in being bold, for me, is to say, okay, to consecutively help. I'm going to have to think about that one a little bit more. Is to make it a monetary or a how many customers. Because even though the monetary can represent the number of customers, of course, my heart is the number of customers. But as a business person, the number of customers and the monetary. So, being bold is making a decision in that particular area. I had it before I hit play, but now that I'm thinking about it, and that's one thing, about being a business person is making a decision. But when you have planning time, you can plan. So this is more so, I'm going to turn it into a planning because, again, you have a thought, and the way I'm looking at it is I don't have to make a decision right now, but just know that as a business person, there are times that you may need to make a bodacious decision. As sometimes we like to say, an executive decision right here and now. Regardless of what other people may think about it, it's the best decision that you have ever made. So, on this day, you make sure that you do the things where you are able to be bold in who you are and bold in your decision and bold in how you show up. Wow. I will continue to do this throughout the year. So, for those of you who may not know who I am Sharon D. Brown, the founder of Self-Care U Academy, in which I help entrepreneurs and leaders who cultivate healthy and wealthy habits so they can be successful and fulfilled in their life, so they can show up without burnout and less stress and all that stuff. But anyway, for those of you who want to connect with me, you can follow me on Instagram. I am Sharon D. Brown.